Man, that intro is still like so dope.
It
Who
is.
came up with that? Did you do that?
No, that's the shout out to our boy Rob Wakedown for coming up with that intro, man.
Holy
It's
fucking
awesome.
shite.
And
It's happened
wow,
too.
hail to my friend through the veil paranormal. I have not talked to her in quite some time. I hope you're well. I hope things are going good. I know that you guys have been uh, probably really busy with different investigations and stuff.
We
And
should get you as a guest sometime.
she actually has been on with me and Final Death Star when he was doing the other show. So, and she had some really awesome footage. So, yeah, through the veil is probably, as far as I've seen, and I've met people in the field of paranormal investigation and things like that. She approaches it from a great way. I like how they do their investigations and everything else. So, and she's brought some compelling footage and things like that. I know when she was on with me in Final, man, she had some awesome stuff. So, um, all right. Hail to RR is in the chat. What's up, brother? What's up, Wook Papa Cotton? Great to see you, man. We've got, of course, Trina flexing the wrench, probably chilling in bed at this point because it's like late. But yeah, she's here. And hail to Sean Eastep. What's up, brother? And hail to my boy Godzillionaire. What's up, dude? I'm glad that everybody's filing in. Hey, George Lucas is here. What's going on?
George Lucas?
Yeah. It's the gays, I tell you. They're in it with the aliens. They're building landing strips for gay Martians. I swear to God.
They're turning the frogs gay.
Every time. Oh my gosh.
What's up, you guys? How you doing? Corey, fucking Drew.
Hail, hail.
Yeah, it's great to see you, gents, this evening. We've got an interesting topic, and when you talk about UFOs, we have You have to kind of separate it because we were discussing when we were going to do this topic, how to approach it. You can approach the phenomena in a general sense, but then there's the whole other layer of abduction experiences, things of that nature. And
A
I
lot
think,
to it.
and I think that the best way to go about it, we're going to talk about it tonight in more of the general sense. And then down the road, we will do an episode where we talk about specifically alien abduction experiences, how those translate. But I want to make sure in the way that I do this program that we give things their proper, time to, break down and be able for the audience to digest. So, that's what's important to me. So, for tonight, we're just going to broach the subject in a general sense, but that's how we're going to approach how we cover and discuss this particular phenomena. Now, oh God, the state of the, it's funny. It's funny you say that, Vale, because the way that this country is going right now, yeah, I think we're all wishing that that would be a valid rescue plan. That's no lie right there.
That Kurt Cobain used to look up at the sky at night and wish that his true family would come back and get him.
Yeah, that motherfucker said he didn't have a gun. I'm just
Well, here's the thing, because there's many ways of looking at this. You can make the argument that, and this is true, that possible other dimensional, other worldly beings have been depicted as far back as the Bible.
Yeah,
You've got
Jacob's ladder.
you've got some famous sightings.
Ezekiel. Yeah.
Yeah, Ezekiel, right in the Bible, you have some famous sightings. So there is precedent for that. So it does kind of fuel the speculation as an extraterrestrial connection to this. But
The fucking Nephilim. Anyway.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nephilim. So there you go, guys. Don't forget. Every time the word Nephilim is brought up, if you have your beverage of choice handy, feel free to take a shot. It gets thrown around a lot. That's been a thing. That's been a thing since we were doing Final
Well,
Death
it's funny.
Show.
We talk about Anakin Skywalker, but the Anakim were something that were biblical.
Hey, Keck 44. Great to see you, Keck.
hey,
The interesting thing, and I bring about this phenomena because we were just talking backstage about the famous footage from the Nimitz.
Yeah.
The USS Nimitz from the aircraft carrier. That carrier group, there was a sighting, was it back in 04, I believe, or somewhere around there. Two F-18s engaged strange objects, and these were picked up on radar. These were legitimately, they identified these as potential bogeys. Nobody knew what they were. They were like a small tic tac shaped craft. This goes into the realm of USOs, which are it's a little bit different than UFO, which is traditionally unidentified flying object. USO is unidentified submersible object. So go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry.
well, see, and the thing about that is that's confirmed and authenticated by the military, who doesn't fuck around with shit.
Mm-hmm.
They don't scramble jets to deal with, say, a fancy balloon or something like that. Not unless it's,
Mm-hmm.
Like this, I love the Navy. I love their intelligence branches, and they get some good pictures of some crazy shit.
Well, and that's why I don't think at this point anyone is really doubting the legitimacy of
Oh,
actual.
there's still some out
There,
there.
well, there's a lot of hoaxes, but a lot of hoaxes have now fallen by the wayside because there is legitimacy to
This is
the
true.
fact that there is now unidentified things violating our airspace,
Well, I
and
think that what this is signifying is that they're shifting their thinking away from Project Blue Book kind of shit to
Mhm.
here's something that we track that we don't know what it is, and that it outperforms the best thing that we can do right now.
Well, yeah, and I've watched some of the interviews with that guy Elizondo that that was former director of national intelligence. He knows about this shit, and he resigned just so he could prove that hey, look, this is something we need to be paying attention to because the government was just kind of turning a blind eye to it up to this point. But you have these different happenings where objects are coming in and they're not only seemingly following around our military, they're at our top secret military facilities. They go and affect our ICBM capabilities. It
Mm-hmm.
is a national security issue when
Mm-hmm.
you just get down to it, as far as us as a country. And this is something that we should look into.
Well, and you have somebody like Philip J. Corso, who was a decorated World War II motherfucker, and he is going on record saying that they fly over and shut down missiles because they don't want us blowing each other up, and just to say that they can do it, um, and he's like I said, a decorated World War II guy. Um, it's not just some asshole drinking moonshine on the porch.
I wondered that, Vale, and I wondered if it was just oh, we got to make it how they're changing language around anyway, like all in the 2020s era, they love to change language around. That's another word game, I think,
Well,
because
yeah,
but
just because UFO is tied directly to crazy people.
yeah.
We've been programmed for that kind of stuff, but UAP is something like, you know,
It sounds official.
unidentified aerial phenomenon
Yeah,
detected.
yeah.
Like,
It
oh,
sounds
big
great
brain
when you
time.
read it in a British voice.
Yes, yes, it does.
Lasso Truth brings up a great point. There are secret programs that the Department of Defense are doing with air and spacecraft that only select military members are privy to, and that's true. I've heard more than one time mention of the secret space programs. You know, there is a secret space program.
Of course.
You know, I'll even go so far as to say I think the reason that there was more urgency on the part of President Trump back when he got the really got the ball rolling and got the Space Force up and running so quickly. I do believe there was a reason why it happened so fast because there is definitely something going on. Now, the $1 million question is there an existential threat in space that we don't know about that needs to be dealt with? Was that the reason for the urgency of wanting to get the Space Force operational so quickly? And because it's funny, you don't hear much mention about the Space Force, but they are still there and they are
Oh yeah,
quite
they have
they are
Battlestar Galactica uniforms.
they are quite operational. So why don't you hear much? I wonder what's going on. Do we already have capabilities that us, the average citizen, does
Okay.
not know about?
Well, okay. Yes, we have a lot of technology that the average citizen doesn't know about, and there's a lot of reasons to this stuff. One, the c- the citizens of the United States have a technical legal right to see any uh, documents procured by their government, et cetera, through the Freedom of Information Act, given that they're declassified to a non-sensitive material. That being said, there is no military oversight for civilian-based bodies, which means that these civilian-based agencies that do this research aren't required to share their work with anyone. They aren't required to tell anyone about it. They are not required to release records when they're directly subpoenaed, unless it's completely, federally binding, like they broke a law or something like that. But most of them have the legal right to not tell you what they're doing, to not tell you what they're researching, and not tell you about the technology that they have. I
There's
mean,
not a
these are the
need to
same.
know.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
when you're dealing with corporate types, which these people are corporate politicians, um, it's all about control of information, because then it's about who has the upper hand in the private sector in order to, you know, supply the military with what they find without military oversight. Uh, there's a lot of red tape in the military. A lot. Can't do anything without permission. So when you have a civilian organization with no real governmental oversight, other than a senator that they might pay here and there, um, the public isn't allowed or doesn't have the right to access that information. And I
Oh, God.
honestly don't think that's a bad thing in some ways, but I do think it's
Mhm.
being abused. So
Hail another monster, and hail flowers in her hair. Flowers in her hair, so they come from Antarctica in the tunnels underneath. Very interesting. Um, you know, I really would like to know. And hail low spec Linux laptop. Great to see you, man. I really want to know what exactly these are. You know, I don't trust the government to be forthcoming. I still don't trust the government to be forthcoming.
right.
Now, they're taking sightings by military personnel more seriously now, because again, we touched on the national security problem. When you have these things tracking your fucking fleet, yeah, that's a
Right.
that's a security issue.
Major one.
So,
And when they admit it too, because for
yeah.
years their policy was, you
Deny.
remember when they did a update to the fucking Roswell report, and they were like, yeah, we
Mhm,
had like crash test dummies instead of
mhm.
bodies on the ground, and maybe that's like getting ahead of the program, but it's just
Yeah.
the official policy is being updated, and that's what I want to highlight right here.
Tobat, sorry for any confusion. I created the stream for tonight earlier, and I also went ahead and created the stream for Tuesday, which, by the way, don't forget, United Resistance is on Tuesday, folks. Make sure that you catch that. We have a great guest. That's our politics and current events show. Our guest is going to be awesome. We're having the great Jasmine St. Clair back. So that's going to be
Oh my
awesome.
goodness gracious.
And yeah, she is
She is
100%.
smoking fine.
Yes, she
Jesus.
is.
How did you fucking do that, Drew?
In this particular line of work, and I say that from being a you know,
From
he's
being a
talking about
badass
being a
pimp
whore.
to a motherfucker.
no, but
Drew is talking about his time on the street corner.
no,
Yeah.
it's not that. But
This is Street Drew we're talking about.
you know, networking is everything, you know. And when I do my own guest booking, so you know, I reach out to different people, and you develop a rapport with people. You know, that's how I came to sort of be in contact with John B. Wells. That's how I fostered a friendship with Allura Jensen, with Laura Logan, with now Jasmine St. Clair. You know, because you know, we just talk. It's not just, hey, do you want to come on my show? You know, we just talk. We BS, and you know, friendships are born out of that, and it's awesome. You know, I'm putting together a nice Rolodex, basically, of, you know, conservative truth people, and just open-minded, liberty-minded people in general, that want to see, you know, that want better for the future, want better for the country, want better for the world. And that's good, because, you know, I'm reaching out to the people that have the kind of minds that you want to talk to. And so that's what's awesome about it. And you know, when you make good friendships along the way, that is great. Oh God, Trina's like Drew and the porn star. Oh God,
Porn
but
stars a symbol.
but back on topic. No, I know that Vale brought up the congressional hearings, and there wasn't. To me, the congressional hearings about UFOs were not really anything. They were a bit of an admittance that, you know, yeah, we kind of know about this phenomena, but they didn't outright give you any answers. And that, I think, is the disappointing thing about it. And not from, no, Vale. I don't have an actual Rolodex here. Even though, funny, going through my late mom's things, she actually did have an old school type of Rolodex. It's pretty funny.
Man,
And
I'd use the shit out of that thing just because.
I know it's kind of awesome, but you know, no, I have all these contacts in my phone. Not many people could
know.
say that they have Laura Logan on speed dial, you know.
But I could use it for my recipes.
It's
One
true.
who can say that Jasmine St. Clair. Jesus Christ, Drew.
All right. Tobat says, child me observed 3 amber lights flying above our vehicle. I alerted my mother. We watched it fly along above the car, and then tune in sometime. I will discuss it publicly. Yeah, you know, Tobat, listen, I've
Cliffhanger.
I've had experience myself. I've seen things that I can't explain. There was an object, and hell, my mom even saw it. Um, reddish orange glow, had a very like different sort of aerodynamic shape to it. And it usually would come from the western sky, and it would do like almost a zigzag pattern, west to north, then back east. It was really very interesting, and that's and we, on 2 different occasions, saw that. So you know, yeah, I've had sightings. Um, Last of Truth said I've had a couple sightings. You know, another monster said, sadly, that's what I use my Rolodex for, recipes. But I can make great sugar cookies.
Heck yeah.
Have you ever had a sighting, Corey?
I have not had a sighting personally. I've seen some questionable objects in the skies, but they weren't anything that was discernibly different from satellites or stars or things like that. Like, not enough to make me go, holy shit, I don't know what that is. Because I've never seen, like, tons of the people that I know have. I'm like, I'm kind of fucking jealous. I want to see something. Like, I'm a believer who has to have that no personal experience with it. But I'm
We
like,
can
I
all
have
see your background.
Well, the interesting thing about this is, you know, I look at it from the sense of, man, I know what normal, because I often will go outside late at night. I'll look up at the skies and check out the stars, things like that. I've always done that ever since I was a kid. Just go outside and have a cigarette, stargaze a little bit, and I'll tell you, there is fairly regular aerial activity over my house. And
Do you live near an air base or something?
no, but here's why, Coyle, and I'll tell you this, and this goes directly with RR's comment. The government is one big crime syndicate, and we ain't in it. Um, you know, there are drones that I have busted coming over my house. I've seen them flat out. They have drones, so somebody is monitoring or taking an interest in my particular communications or something, because there's probably, about every week or so, week and a half, I'll see a drone come over my house. So somebody is taking interest in, or keeping tabs on me. So,
Well, I got a pretty wild sighting story when you guys are ready to hear it. So
hell yeah. Hit us
but
with
but yeah, before you get into that, Coil,
that's all right.
Just to finish what I was saying, um, the thing is, I can tell the difference between a damn drone and something that is not, um, akin to any other aircraft or airframe that I've seen. So that's why I know that the reddish orange glowing object that we saw was much different. So, but yeah, Coil, if you want to go into your experience, let's get a couple of comments from the chat
Yeah,
here, and
go ahead.
then we'll let you have the floor.
This is the best goddamn chat on the internet. I want to say that right before.
Yeah. In Tobat, I do not have your email. If you want to reach out to me via Twitter and send that, that would be great. Vale says, I remember a small experience when I was little in the 70s. I remember the wind and lights. It landed in a field near me and my brother.
Oh shit!
Almost reminded me.
Love to hear that.
Almost reminds me of Rendlesham Forest a little bit. Let's see. She says, wanting to check Brown Mountain here near me in North Carolina. Very interesting. Tobat says, 1996, second event, wake up with the gray standing over me. Okay, waves hand across face. I pass out.
No
Wake
shit.
up 10. No one was home but me, junior in high school at the time. Very cool, dude.
That
We will definitely.
We have to do.
we will. Yeah, we'll definitely. We'll definitely go and cover the alien abduction phenomena in a separate show, because I want to give that its own show time.
I look forward to those shows where we get to talk about more specific things like
Well, and
Yeah.
I got stories too. I
yeah.
got lots of stories, and we'll fucking get into that. But I want to tell you guys about this time that I saw something strange in the sky. Okay. I was perhaps 17 or 18, and I was out for the evening with my girlfriend at the time. And we were I was in Louisiana. Okay, so there's swamps and there's blah 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 whatever. But we were happening to look up in the sky and we saw this thing twitching around. And here's the thing that I've always heard is that if it's a true UFO, it's not going to resemble artificial light. It will shine with its own kind of stellar luminance. And I guess without giving away too much, these craft are mind controlled. So my girlfriend got scared and she was like, I don't like this thing. I don't know what it is. And I was like, listen, these things are mind controlled. And if you don't like it, send it away. And she goes, I don't like this, go away. And it went zip and it was gone. So that's my story.
Nice. Yeah, what you said about the other, like, you know, the more advanced luminescence kind of thing, like,
Yeah.
I think about that a lot when people talk about the weird lights that they see and how, you know, it didn't have a color that they could describe, you know, that it was weird and stuff like that. But it makes perfect sense to me that it would be a weird kind of light because they're using non-terrestrial fuel sources
Technology.
and
Correct.
technology. So that, like,
Right.
if you look at, if you burn back in the day when you burned a Mountain Dew box, it would turn the fire green. You know, depending on what you're burning, it changes the light and, you know, the actual visible behavior of the material being used for energy. So it's totally makes sense that they'd be weird colors or, like, you know, shine in a way that you're like, that doesn't.
Yeah. Well, and this might get a little bit outside of the scope of the show, but like the beings and the craft become one of each other and they work together to accomplish shit. And it would make sense to me that um, something of that ilk would just reflect differently than the lights that shine off of an airplane or you know, even like the best thing that we can come up with, which is like that TR3B fucking diamond shaped, you know, thing with the red light in the middle. So I'm trying to limit myself, guys.
No, you're fine.
Oh, Drew's stuffing his face. That's why we're not getting his
Is he?
input.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and it's just one of those things like the shifting census in America, like we're more believing these things exist and that we're not alone in the universe and all that kind of stuff. And then we have things like the James Webb fucking infrared observatory that's supposed to show us tiny little planets orbiting distant stars. And I think it's going to be public policy before too long that we get proper disclosure. And even though
I
we've
hope
had
so.
it for decades, like publicly acknowledged disclosure, you know, the
Well,
Vatican.
I don't think that that we're ever going to get proper disclosure.
Oh
You
no,
know,
not a
that's
chance.
it's there's number one, they don't want to create public panic, and number two, again, they don't want to give people another thing to think freely about. They want to control the
Right.
narrative on. They want to
And
control the narrative on everything.
I will
So
I will give you gravitas on point number two, but there's going to come a point where it's going to be undeniable.
maybe, you know, but I'm skeptical. You know, I agree with RR here. We're never going to get the truth.
That's
And
true.
welcome to Mr. CCTV. I know
Thank
that.
you for inviting me. I appreciate it. And
Mhm.
I have to say, the things that the government knows that we do not know are things that we are not supposed to talk about, right? So in 2000, no, it was 1999. I was I was a rear detachment RTO. What do you,
In the Navy?
radio telephone operator for the Army. For the
For
Army.
the Army. Okay.
Yeah,
What
and
was
it
your
was,
MOS?
Well, I was a fueler at the time, but I was detached to the band, the 1st Cavalry Division band at the time. And so I had to get a secret security clearance so that I could be an RTO for the rear detachment battle captain. And so the things we know about North Korea are things that we're not allowed to talk about. I'm not allowed to talk about things that I know about North Korea. And so expand that to the government. The government. Like, we're talking 50 states. Right? And all of the foreign policy and everything that goes along with it.
Dude,
Wow.
it's a huge scope
That's
of things.
a lot. That is a lot that you
Huge
just
scope.
need. It's like it blows your mind.
Yeah, and I mean, they've been keeping secrets from their people since the beginning. So who knows how broad of a scope it actually is, too. Especially when it comes to these aerial phenomenon, as they like to call them now. Because, I mean,
Right? They're not called
How many-
UFOs anymore.
yeah, how many documented sightings were there? Say
In the 50s?
1700s to
Oh,
you know when we
could-
had TV.
you could go all the way into prehistory. You could.
I know, but documented sightings from those times are very rare.
Right.
I don't believe that they stopped during those times.
Well,
But
I don't
do
believe
think that they definitely had an easier time squashing these sightings, and because they didn't have the internet, and now they're having to compensate with deep fakes and stuff like that, and now they're just giving them. Now they're just like, fuck it, yeah, they're here.
Right, but there's even
But-
biblical evidence.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
wheels within wheels, right? The wheels within wheels. You
Cherubim.
have to admit that is something that is beyond our comprehension.
Well, fucking A, there's a damn Journey song about it. Ooh, the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. Yeah. I mean,
Mr. CCDV, will you please state your MOS? Please tell me you're not stealing valor.
he's not.
Oh, okay.
Please.
I was in 1995. I joined as a 77 Foxtrot.
Okay.
That's a fueler. Okay.
Okay.
And in 2003, when we came back from Iraq, they changed it to 92 Foxtrot.
Okay, listen, I just had to point that knife hand at you because we can't have stealing valor motherfuckers in this chat.
Oh,
So,
I
no, we
appreciate that. I
Thank you.
appreciate that. Yeah. I was when I was finally separated from the army. I didn't get to retire.
Hey, you got
Okay.
a 77 Fox there, Chris Mead.
There we go.
That's what I'm talking
And I'm
about.
sorry to
Fuelers
fucking
rule the
do that.
world.
But motherfucker, we can't have dishonest people here. So
No.
continue. I am
Fuelers
satisfied.
rule the world. No, seriously. 77 Foxtrot in the 90s. In the 2000s, we became 92 Foxtrots. I became a 51 Charlie in 2009. So I've been doing government contracting work for, I don't know, 10, 12 years. And now I'm finally retired. Like, I don't have to work anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
Hey, gas me
Yeah.
up.
I'll do that. I ran along the Abrams and I handed the fuel pump. I handed the fuel nozzle to the Abrams operator and he filled up his pump and he handed me the nozzle back and I the operator was slowing on the gas so we could we could slow down to the next Abrams, and I handed him the fuel nozzle. It was like, can you imagine doing that like 5 times in a row? Because we could only give out 400 gallons at a time, right? So doing that 4 times in a row while you're driving through Iraq, it's like, okay, here's the fuel nozzle. I'm just gonna stand here and wait for you to fill up your Abrams. They handed it back to me, and we slow down. We slow down in order to get to the next Abrams and hand up the fuel nozzle.
You're cool, dude. Have you seen a UFO?
I don't know.
Well, what happened?
My experience on, you know what a flea is, right? The forward logistics element.
Scratch one or two.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen a UFO. I grew up in South Central Los Angeles, so whirlybirds were a daily thing for me.
Sure.
And then when I moved to Arizona, and I was able to see the sky for the first time in my life, I may have seen something, but I couldn't tell you that I saw
That's the problem
something.
with light pollution, man. There's a lot of people who've never even seen the night sky.
Yeah, exactly. And so now it's like, okay, 25 years later, I'm here and I'm looking at the night sky and I'm
Some
waiting
people-
for something to happen, and
Yeah,
I haven't
people-
seen anything.
There's plenty of people that see in the sky when they're on cocaine.
Spending $150 million on cocaine would make sense.
I think that guy used to own a comic shop.
we had to drop that in, but the thing is, though, I mean, yeah, I know that the phenomena is real because, like I said, I've had a sighting. My mom had the sighting, so I know I wasn't going crazy because she saw the same damn thing. But we were both in the car, and I saw it again when I was outside. So
What did your mom think, Drew? Did she ever talk about it?
Yeah, she knew what we saw was something that was real that we couldn't explain. And where I come from. I come from a place of logic and legitimacy, and I work from skeptic out. I start at skeptic and fan out. That's the way that I look at things. That's where I want to start, because that's how you stay rooted in logic when you approach these different phenomena that we talk about on the show. So believe me when I say, I know for a fact what I saw is something I've never seen before that I can't explain.
Hell yeah.
I
I've heard a
say-
lot of different theories. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I can say that I've seen things in the sky that I've never seen before. But I can't guarantee that they weren't part of, whatever field training exercise I was on. Now, in Colorado, right, I was at Fort Carson for 5 years, minus the 2 years I was in Iraq with the quartermaster company I was with. So I guess 3 years in Colorado. But we did a lot of field training exercises. And, you go down south of Fort Carson, and there's nothing out there. There's absolutely nothing.
Truth.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Just virgin territory that is just fantastic. And you look up in the sky and you see shooting stars every single night. Not like the Pleiades, right? Where everybody goes out to the desert and they're like, oh, I saw a shooting star. No, every single night you see a shooting star. Every single night. It's like you're just laying there waiting for a shooting star to go by. And it does every single night. And you're sitting there on guard duty going, oh, third shooting star going through. It's like, how can you not believe that the galaxy is so, and not just our galaxy, the universe? I mean, there's multitudes of galaxies in our universe. How could you not believe that someone has not visited us yet? Is that insane? That just, it's logic, right? But you don't have proof. I have faith.
Well, there's and that's interesting to me because I do believe that it is it's just, I guess, incredibly arrogant to me to think that we are the only intelligent life in the universe. I understand that a lot of people think so, and we very well might be. But at the same time, I look at it the way that you just described it.
That God can do.
As a conservative Christian, I am supposed to say this, so I will say it. As a conservative Christian, we are the only intelligent species in the universe. However, as a thinking, rational person, there has to be someone else out there. There has to be. It cannot possibly just be us. I mean,
if you're a conservative Christian, you have that in your faith from your word that something else was out there that made us.
Yes, exactly. Right? Now, I don't believe that it was humogenesis or whatever they call that, the seeding of planets and things. I don't believe that, okay? I do believe that my God
is what you mean.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what it's called. Whatever.
I do. Continue your thought.
I choose to believe that my God made me. And also, my God made other people. Other people in the universe. They may not look like us. They may look like, I don't know, tree, the stick figure insect things. Right? I mean, they could look at like anything.
Hey, are you summarizing the news there, Coyle? What are you doing?
I wanted you to share something, but I guess that
can you click wrong. No thank you? So
yeah. So why? Oh, this is bullshit fucking website. So CNN. It's CNN politics, and it's trying to. Okay, what I'm trying to do is legitimize the fact that the mainstream media is trying to present an idea. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, by the way, folks, if you are interested in helping out the channel, as I have it on my pinned comment there, just at the top of the chat, my PayPal is there. If you want to throw something at that, just help keep the lights on, whatever. My monetization was pulled by YouTube. Probably 2 weeks in to being monetized. YouTube pulled my monetization because they claim they couldn't verify my identity. Now, that should tell you all you need to know about YouTube and what they do to people that like to go after the answers to questions and the truth. They don't like truth channels.
Yeah, that is very true. And when Supreme Heretic started his campaign, it was like, okay, there's a lot of problems, and we need to fix these problems right now. And there are people out there who did that. They got Supreme Heretic to stay in his house. He was able to continue on this stream because of people like you out there doing PayPal, and you need to do that. You need to
Well,
do that as soon as possible.
Well, everybody that's helped, whether it's donating to Mom's campaign, whether it's tossing something at the PayPal, I do appreciate it because it's been a crazy uphill battle. I got put into an extremely impossible situation when Mom passed away, and together with the disability factor, it's just it's really put me behind the eight ball. And people have been awesome, and I just want to tell you as an audience, I appreciate you and thank you just for everything that you've done, even just sharing out links or helping. So there we go. But the thing I want to get to is Corey Sir Talks a Lot has to get on out here. So we're going to go over to Corey and let him talk about what he's got going on.
Hey, find me here on YouTube on Sir Talks a Lot channel. Tomorrow I'm doing a fun, inclusive live stream about the world's most racist countries. Make sure you check that out. And then tomorrow night I'll be on Yelling at My Carts as always. Tuesday I will not be releasing a video, so go check out Frank Lee versus the Alien Invasion. Everyone that's watched it has absolutely loved it so far. So it's not just it's not just me saying this, it's other people. It's great. Go check it out.
If Lasso of Truth would throw your link in there, I'll click on it right now.
Subscribe to Corey's channel because he does have awesome content. And also
yes.
The other thing is, I think Corey, you're going to stop by. You're going to stop by on Tuesday for United Resistance, correct?
Yeah, I was getting there. So Tuesday's United Resistance. Wednesday I have the season finale of Dark Philosophy. Thursday I'll be on Thursday Night Throwdown. Very special guest that night. Keep your eyes out on Comics Division's Twitter and everything for those announcements. And as always, stay sexy and don't get murdered.
That's right.
I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending. We're changing people's lives.
Did you get the updated one I sent you with him floating in a trash can saying that?
I'll have to. Did you send it to my Twitter?
I will have to double check, but I'm pretty sure I sent it to your email. But I can send it to you again because it's hilarious.
Yeah, I would have to say that.
Oh no, check your Gilded. I think it might be in your Gilded.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to send that as a drop in, man. I'll have to save that. So
hell yeah,
all right,
it's great. All right, catch you later, guys.
See you, brother.
See you, buddy.
But no, the thing is when we get into talking about this, UFOs as a phenomena has fascinated me almost as much as Sasquatch and the Loch Ness Monster. I guess the big three. As a kid, I read a ton of books on the unexplained, so I was always reading about things like that. And for me, it was Bigfoot specifically because the thing with Sasquatch, I find it fascinating, because of the possible link to the human species. But outside of that, the UFOs are always fascinated me because I wondered what they were, and to think that there might possibly be other life in the galaxy. Now, the leap that we have to make is is it intelligent life? Because I mean,
Yeah.
if it's little amoebas swimming in a little uh, moat
No, but
on a
we're talking
planet,
about adult intelligent species that we're stepping up to.
right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely interesting, but yeah, I look at it as I want to know more. I hope that it is that they do tell us what it is, but I don't think that even the government, if they do know what it is, like I said, I don't trust them to be forthcoming enough to actually tell us. That I don't think they're going to tell us. I really don't.
I look forward to
No,
finding that in a future episode.
regardless of whatever evidence actually gets published, you know the government's not going to tell you the whole truth.
No,
You just know
absolutely.
that. Yeah. And so it you go out there, like, for instance, if for some reason we were able to create, like, what's his name, the billionaire, right, who goes into space, right?
Bezos.
Bezos. He was able to create a ship that was able to take someone out of our galaxy and into another galaxy, right?
Well, and we don't know, and we don't know the extent of what because Elon's been ahead of the curve. SpaceX has been ahead of the curve on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
We need
Elon
Elon
So
Musk. Yeah.
Yeah.
so what does Elon have? You have to ask a question about that.
Well, you gotta ask questions about all kinds of things. I mean, you're talking about making money, right? The government wasn't worried about making money in the 60s. They were worried about getting into space faster,
Yeah.
right?
RR says don't forget Branson as well.
That's a virgin, motherfucker.
I'm
Yeah.
easily forgetting Branson.
But
Every single time
Branson,
I think of billionaires, I'm easily forgetting Branson.
Branson's a globalist fuck though. I don't like Branson. You know.
I like Charles Bronson.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. That was a flat joke.
That was not a flat joke. I mean, I got it. Just took me a little bit to respond. I was drinking my beer, all right?
Oh, you're good, Mr. Ravioli.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I can make the best pasta you've never tasted.
Oh man. Well, I want to see more I want to see more evidence for sure. Um, so if anybody in our audience, the if you have direct footage or you have anything relating to the unexplained, if you have something like that, please DM it to me on Twitter or something like that. Get it to Lasso, get it to somebody affiliated with the channel, and we'll look into it and we'll put it on here if it is a compelling piece of evidence. As I said, I come at this from a journalistic standpoint, folks. So I'm really picky when it comes to the things that I use because I really have to feel like, okay, this is something I could go with, or but I'm gonna tell you honestly either way. I'm not a person that's just like, I'm a fluff believer and I'm gonna throw this out there, even though it looks like something like 6 degrees of horse shit. I'm not gonna put it out there. I mean, I
I am actually very concerned Is the Space Force a real thing?
Yes,
like
it
they're
is.
taking from
Yeah.
the Air Force, right? And they're turning it into the Space Force. I mean, that was a joke on Amazon 2 years ago. It was a joke.
The Space Force is very real because they put actual government money into it. It was a program that President Trump was touting, and the Space Force is there for a reason. I know the primary reason is satellite security. Want to make sure our satellites are secure, number one, because what a lot of people don't know, and I'm going to drop this on you guys right now. A lot of it, what you don't know is there is a space war, but it's not what you think. The space war is actually other countries fucking with other countries' satellites. That is a thing, and
That is a thing.
and and that is the primary reason why the Space Force went operational like at the snap of your fingers, because it's satellite security. You have to have that because especially with China doing what they're doing, they are the primary assholes going after our satellites.
Well, I found out tonight because I never looked at the tag before tonight. My hat that I use for my patriotic streams are my hat was made in China.
China. Yep. Yep.
It's like all the pins I've got on it doesn't matter. The hat was made in China.
Yeah,
Jesus.
check out our boy, another monster. He's awesome. He's got some funny, crazy videos on his channel. So yeah, check him out.
Right on.
Let's see, Coyle, what do you got, sir?
Okay, so this is the Pentagon admitting to 400 UFO sightings and 11 encounters.
We have seen an increasing number of unauthorized and or unidentified aircraft or objects in military-controlled training areas and training ranges and other designated airspace. Reports of sightings are frequent and continuing. We attribute this increase in reporting to a number of factors, including our work to destigmatize reporting, an increase in the number of new systems such as quadcopters and unmanned aerial systems that are in our airspace, identification of what we can classify as clutter, mylar balloons, and other types of air trash, and improvements in the capabilities of our various sensors to detect things in our airspace. Almost 2 years ago, in August of 2020, Deputy Secretary of Defense Nordquist directed the establishment of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force within the Department of the Navy. The UAP Task Force was built on the foundation of the Navy's initial efforts to respond to the reports from our aviators on unidentified objects observed in our training ranges.
I had to take that down just in case there's a copyright issue from that, whatever that music is. But, yeah, I just,
I do
man.
believe that another monster is trying to get my goat. I am Swedish, by the way. American.
Yeah.
American, like 3 generations American, but my
Dude,
generation is Swedish, so I get to wear the chef's hat. Bjork,
Dude,
Bjork, Bjork.
Listen, man. The thing that you got to understand about my show and my chat is I have probably the most impressive collection of not only awesome people but smart asses in my chat that any YouTuber could have. I mean, I have like the all-star lineup of smart asses. This is the 27 New York Yankees of smartass in my chat, and I love it. So that's
no, I love it. I roll with the jokes every time. I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I get them all the time. Like, my avatar is like the Swedish chef, obviously, right? So,
Yeah.
Bjork, Bjork, Bjork.
Yeah, but
I can get away with it anytime I want to. It's just, I am
Indeed.
actually Swedish. I'm like Viking American, you know? It's like
Indeed,
third
RR.
generation.
Indeed, RR. It is the best chat on YouTube, and you know the thing of it is with UFOs. I am fascinated, especially that clip that Coyle just showed. You know, they're putting it out there, and it in a way it is funny because if the government doesn't know what we're dealing with on that level. It's pretty fucked if the government actually doesn't know what this shit is.
They've known since fucking Eisenhower, dude.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure that
they've known, yeah.
I'm pretty
they've
sure
known.
they do know, but it would just be hilarious if they didn't. I would just be like,
It would.
And skull, Mister. Yeah, lasso of truth. Sorry, I don't know if that's a Mister or Mrs. Skull.
oh jeez.
She's a lady. She'll whip you in the face too.
I don't blame her one bit for whipping me in the face for that one.
Yeah. Yep. Just sit back and take your medicine. Take it in the face, dude.
No, I'll take the skull. I'm gonna drink the skull right now.
Well, I think this is a good place to call it. Again, folks, if you have interesting footage, be it you know anything that has to do with the quote unexplained, whether it be Bigfoot, whether it be you know the whether it be anything to do with the phenomena that we discuss, if it's a ghost encounter, if it's you know UFO, send it to me on Twitter, email it, whatever you like, and you know we will get it on for sure. So absolutely, I want this to be an interactive thing where we can actually sit here and examine stuff that isn't out there. Because I mean, I can use the latest sightings that we could pull up on, you know, YouTube, things like that. But I would rather see, you know, sightings from the audience. I would rather have your experiences. So, you know, I'm going to get obviously in touch with Tobat, and we'll talk more about his experience. We'll get into that when we get into the alien abduction phenomena, and
I would
specifically
love that.
abduction phenomena.
Oh,
And
that'll be good.
yeah,
That'll be good.
We'll get into that at that point, but I most definitely am open to anything that you guys want to send my way. Just you know, don't jokingly send me porn clips or something. You know, send me like legitimate things, please.
Send some Jasmine St. Clair.
Oh my God! Would you stop? Would you
Really?
stop, please?
Wow.
Oh my
I
God!
should be embarrassed that I know that reference.
Hey, she's on my show Tuesday.
Yeah.
Leave my friend alone. All right. We'll go ahead and go around and let everybody talk about what they got going on. CCDB, go ahead if you have anything like a YouTube channel, whatever.
I am eventually going to restart reading a chapter a day from the Bible. And that's really all I've got going on, other than singing on other people's karaoke channels. But
Okay.
I am literally just reading one chapter per day from the Bible, and I'm up to chapter 21, and I haven't restarted that since I moved back into my house because I've been working on remodeling my house.
All right. And we go over to Immortal Coil.
What is happening, savages? You are listening to The Throat of Immortal Coil. You can join me on Wednesdays on my goddamn channel. I love you. You're the best chat out there. Come and see me. Kisses. Talk to you later.
All right, folks. And of course, don't forget Tuesday, catch United Resistance. Our special guest is Jasmine St. Clair. Awesome conservative woman. Formerly, she was in ECW, actually. She was a wrestler. Or not a wrestler. She was a wrestling ballet, I should say, because I know
she's a goddamn woman.
She also happened to be at one point in time one of the hottest adult film stars on the planet. That was back in the late '99, in the early 2000s, man.
Oh, I can't wait to talk to her. I really can't.
But yeah, we'll see you guys Tuesday for United Resistance. That's 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys, till then, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Oh my gosh!
Want to keep your eyes on the goddamn skies. There's a lot of shit out there.
That's right.
That's my opinion.
So damn funny. Another monster.
All right. Good night, folks.
Good night.
See ya.
Jeez, oh man. I'm telling you, you guys like to derail the show.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hi, Coast Casino.
Hey, welcome to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm E. Temple Kuian of the Place to Be Reviews.
I am the Patriot, Drew Taylor, aka Supreme Heretic.
The Red Gaze on YouTube, at the Red Gaze on Twitter.
What up, what up, what up?
Hello, everybody. It's me, Vinny.
The voice of Immortal Coil.
Oh, hey, I am the Ghost Bear.
What's going on, Tom? You didn't get anybody to like this?
Yeah, I'm Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast.
Tony, Death, rocking